Welcome to the Sheraton Grand. This is the Notebook Media Day edition, the full Ohio State Buckeyes roster, all the coaches, everyone in here at the Sheraton Grand getting ready for the Rose Bowl. This is what it looks like, folks. It is a madhouse. You can see everyone immediately grabbing the quarterback table over here on my left. You've got people on the podium on the right. There's Bill Landis walking in with a huge camera on a stick. Mahalo and good morning. So Ohio State 2 days away. Here's the trophy. I'll just give you a lay of the land. We'll figure out where to begin here. There's a clock in the back of the room. We have 60 minutes. We'll start. Look, this guy hasn't been available all year. It's Brian Hartline. Excuse me, may I have a question?
What's up, buddy?
What did you think about Jeremiah Smith not winning Freshman of the Year?
Didn't pay any mind to it.
No mind to it. I know that you have been telling us that he is going to live up to the hype for 2 years. Has there been anything that surprised you about the way he's gone about his first year?
I didn't really have any expectations as far as, how the first year would go. I expect him to work at a certain level day to day, but I didn't really put any expectations on what the first year is supposed to look like, whether it be for him or anybody else.
After the Carnell game at Northwestern, I remember you walking out to the field. He was doing a bunch of interviews. It was like a really, personal moment for him. The family was all there. Knowing him the way you do and the process for him, can you take me back to that day and just what it was like to share it with him and not necessarily what you said, but just the feeling that you had, the emotions that you two shared on that day?
Well, I would just say that every week we try to go into a game. I hope every guy has every great game, statistically, and feel like they're a part of the production and all those things. But obviously every week you just never know where that ball goes and the ebbs and flows of typical seasons and games. So for it all to kind of come together and have a big game, in Chicago, back home with so much family members, I'm just glad, I'm so happy that it happened that way, because a lot of times it's out of coaches' controls. You try to, do the best you can on having different plays for different guys, but the ball can still go different ways. Anyways, the point is, I'm just glad it all came to fruition that day. And it was a really cool moment to have him back in Chicago with his family around and it going the way we all hoped it would go.
I know you really enjoyed a year ago all the focus that we put on you developing as a coach and where you were learning and where you were growing. We haven't done that this year much. Where do you think that you have improved as a coach, manager of a room, knowledge of the scheme, whatever? Like, where do you think you've developed the most this year?
Well, I hope it's a lot of spots, but you probably don't really know until those skills are needed down the road. But yeah, I think just wearing any hat you have to wear, the changing dynamic of college football, and being able to be a fundraiser, but also being able to develop them on the field, and guys come to our room to, chase football goals and life goals. The compensation aspect is just a byproduct of doing things right the right way. And those guys that come to this room know that. And so, me as a coach, I guess it's just, adding hats that you got to wear. And frankly, you can't be bad at any particular hat. You got to be the best at every hat. I don't know if there's any more. I don't know how to say it the right way without being disrespectful. But I think that the demand of a position coach and coordinators is more like a head coach than it's ever been. Being able to manage. Coach did always say you're the head coach of your room. So to be able to, develop them as men, to develop them on the field, and then also maybe open doors for, off the field opportunities. We wear all those kind of hats. So hopefully I'm growing in all of those situations.
I just can't believe that no one is over here immediately talking to you. You're almost always the priority. I was stunned that we get to start the show with you.
I would say that you can see my brain twisting on how you think you've had growth, and there's so much.
Yeah, no, it's a complicated job, right?
It's not as simple as it used to be, but nonetheless, it's a great opportunity.
Thanks, Brian.
Thanks, Bill.
All right, again, just just stunning to me that we would get to start this day with Brian Hartline, normally one of the most busy men when it comes to interviews. All right, let's head through here. Austin Sareveld. Love to ask him about this move, playing both sides of Austin. Do you mind if I get you for a second, sir? I don't want to distract you from what checkers or Connect Four. Hey, we've really not got a chance to talk to you much about this year, but like we know how important you've been stepping in for Donovan, playing right guard, the rotation. Are you naturally left-handed or right-handed? That's a weird way to get to that question, I know, but
I'm naturally right-handed, but with like playing high school in the triple option, like we had a strong side, quick side. So every play I was on the left, right. Like I was going back and forth, inside out. So I'm just comfortable with it. I've been doing it I did it for 3 years in high school, and now it just brings me back to that.
I know that everybody on this team, on this roster, expects like if their number is called, they're going to be able to go in and perform. But I wonder if in spring ball or the summer, if you thought this would be the kind of role that you would have in year two.
No, I definitely did not think that would be my role. I think I would just be back up to Donnie and just learn from him, another year under him, learning from him all the ways to be great and all that stuff. And yeah, I was not expecting to be that. But I'm happy. I'm excited. I mean, all the training that we did in all season is really paying off.
I remember there was a moment, maybe in the first week of training camp, you guys were shorthanded, the injury was going through, and like, well, Austin's out there playing tackle. Like, I never envisioned that. And it's like, well, maybe there is something else, like the versatility could give him a role that we're not expecting. And that turned out to be the case. But like, I'm not trying to pat anyone on the back, but it seemed like maybe you had to adjust your own expectations, if that's fair, like pretty quickly.
Yeah. I mean, I really had to adjust. It helps me now going from left to right. And so it really prepared me well. I mean, I had a lot of fun going out to tackle, but it definitely was a different learning experience because you're out in space and not inside. So, yeah.
So for this group as a whole, though, the amount of injuries, the illness, everything at the start of the year, what's gone on throughout the year, it cannot have been easy to be in that room. And I don't know if people appreciate just how difficult that has been.
No, yeah, it has been difficult, but like we're just so close and so tight. We all have one goal. We all just come to work ready to just prepare well, and we just want to work and just play hard.
Thanks, Austin. Appreciate you.
Philip Daniels was stoked that he was getting to play next year.
Yeah.
Like, you guys have been boys for a while.
Yeah. I've been talking to him. He been coming in. I've been talking to him, seeing asking him if you need anything, just let me know. Asking like how's everything with like living situation, stuff like that. So yeah.
He's already on campus, right?
Yeah.
That's cool. All right. Good luck on Wednesday. All right, working through here. There's the clock. Already 10 minutes gone. How's that happen so fast? We got Carlos Locklyn, arguably the strongest man in here. Hey, Lock. How are you, sir? You got 5 minutes?
Yeah.
You came into this year, and when you moved over in the spring, adamant about you were going to give the best possible running back position coaching that you could, and that you want to do that at the highest level in the country. How would you evaluate that this year?
I think both of the guys in the room, Trey and Q being marquee backs, I think they both had a pretty good year. You look at the numbers. They've done well with both of them, managing both of them, and I think both of them improved on certain things with their game. So it's been a good year.
How quickly do you feel like you settled in? I know that there's going to be a lot of conversation about you and Oregon as we go throughout media day, but like changing sides of the country, changing the room that you work with, finding a new place to live, moving the family. That's not the easiest situation for anybody to be in, especially in March or April of a year. How quickly did you feel like you were settled in?
I settled in pretty good. Coach Day, made me, feel like, I was at home. Coach Kelly and the rest of the coaches, most of all the players, not just my running backs, but all the players on the team I have a relationship with. But to me, it's the same thing, man. Like I said, it's about serving the kids. And what kind of impact I can have on people, what kind of impact I can have on the coaches, and doing the same thing I did at Oregon, I'm doing here. How
does it feel for you to have like the personal ties and the fact that It is Ohio State, Oregon, the stakes. You're in the middle of that. You've been on both sides of it. I know that you had a chance to already play against them in October. Like the personal sides and the relationships you have with people that are in that program, I imagine, like, not saying it's conflicting because you're all in with Ohio State, but it is an interesting dynamic that you have perspective on both sides here.
I mean, it's football. I got great respect for those coaches over there. Great respect for Coach Lanning, Will Stein, Tosh. There's a lot of coaches I got relationships over there. Chris Hampton. The support staff over there, everybody over there, like that's the people I still text and talk to.
I remember there were a lot of thank you notes sent out.
Yeah. So I know I got a great respect for that. Most of all, I still got a relationship with some of the kids over there. Is it an emotional game? Yeah, because like I said, I was out there for 2 years. But like I said, it's a football game. I'm pretty sure they're ready to go, against us.
Yeah.
Like our guys are ready to go against them. But I got tremendous respect for what Dan Lanning has built over there, the culture he has built, just for everybody in the organization. Most of all, I got a great admiration for the fan base over there.
Yeah.
They have been really encouraging to me over these past couple months. But Oregon has a great fan base. They're passionate. I love it. I never take it personal. It's fine.
Yeah, that's part of the fun of the game there. 2 big-time programs. So good luck on Wednesday. Thanks, Lock.
C.J. Donaldson signed. You can talk about him. It's allowed. C.J. Donaldson.
Oh, yeah.
What made him the right transfer fit for you, what you're looking for, and how does he complement the room that's coming back?
Well, I would pride myself in knowing all the backs around the country. That's my job. Big, strong. I don't think he'll scratch the surface on what he can do yet, because he's a multifaceted back kid that was a former high school wide receiver that tried to move to tight end. But when you watch him, his movement is that of like a smaller back. Good feet, good contact balance, good short area burst. I'm excited to work with him and see how we can help him improve and use him next year. But it's a big get for us.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a running back that's 6'3", 240?
I mean, he probably 6'2", probably 235.
They're exaggerating.
Yeah, but I had some bigger backs for Dante Didell's one of mine. Kyle Robichaux, who's at Boston College, that's one of mine. And then Patrick Taylor, who we had in Memphis. So I mean, backs are backs. You have different sizes, and you have to find out what the strong point is and build on it.
Thanks, Lock. Find a nice spot. All right. Heading through here. I really want to get some tips from Germaine Matthews on trash talk. We can find. There he is. Germaine. We got to tag him in. How are you, sir?
Great. How you doing?
One of my favorite things to watch is before any big game, any game really, is who you're going to go find to trash talk, who you might want to fight before the game. I mean, the competitive spirit you have is off the charts. Are you targeting someone before the game? Do you have something in mind? Like, how do I become a better trash talker like you?
I just protect who I love, you feel me? So I feel like if I feel threatened, I'm going to protect myself, you feel me?
Yeah.
So I just think in a game of football, it's war. It's us against whoever we playing against.
Yeah.
Every Saturday, but now it's Wednesday, but feel me? So I just feel like,
Well, it's Buckeye time, right? It's like a normal Thursday.
I don't got no tips for you for trash talking.
I don't think I could do it like you anyway.
Real. I don't know. I ain't got no tips for you for that one.
Is there anything that it's like a stand-up comic, like you work on your material, like this would be funny to say, or is it all in the moment when you're out there?
It's in the moment. You just say what you feel. You feel me? Or what's appropriate to the situation or the moment. Or who you talking to.
Yeah.
Because it might be a irrelevant person. Or they might think you're irrelevant, you feel me? Like somebody last week told me, they don't even know who I am.
They're not paying attention. It was a freshman All-American last year, if I'm not mistaken.
It don't even matter, you feel me? Just let them talk.
Yeah.
If you put it on the field, they ain't got nothing else to really say.
Yeah. It's the confidence that you have, I think, has always been, we've seen that. When you go back to like thinking about the way you played in high school, is this just part of your personality? Did you talk at this level? Did you fight at this level? And Berm says you never stop talking, but
in high school, I ain't really talk trash. Like, I knew I was better than some people, you feel me? So it really wasn't no point to be just talking trash. But now, it's an even playing field. And they just, you feel me? Just an even playing field now.
Who else is it? Because I feel like the two guys that I see Like when Tennessee was going to the locker room in the horseshoe, I saw 24 and 33 just waiting in the corner. It's always you two. Who else can match that energy for you guys?
Number one.
Number one, okay.
Both number ones, for real, for real. It's a lot of people, but there's a lot of silent assassins around here. Though. Huh?
The other guy with 2 1s, number 11.
Yeah, on the offensive side,
Yeah.
yep, for sure.
Okay.
Yep, for sure.
Do you need that to get going? Like, is that fuel
Not
you?
really, but it's fuel. Like it just get you rammed up. And then if they coming back at you, it's just even better. Because now it's not like you bullying them.
Yeah.
Now it's fair. You feel me? And then it just get you rammed up, just get you ready to play.
How much are you, Denzel and Davison, looking forward to this one? Just to shift gears to the actual football side, like that was obviously the part of the season that the defense needed a little bit more. Like this is a chance now for you guys to, people are say, is this the BIA game?
You're gonna see you on Wednesday, man. We ready though. I'll tell you that. We are all ready. Then we prepared well. Got a couple more days to just do our last finishing touching on preparing, and we're just gonna put it all on the field on Wednesday.
All right.
Is it more annoying when a guy talks trash back, or when a guy's like Jeremiah who doesn't say a word and just silently tries to kill
I'm
you?
gonna tell you the most annoying thing, and it don't even gotta be trash talking. But like if somebody is just killing you and they not saying nothing, they ain't even talking trash or nothing, but they doing little subtle movements like they're slamming the ball or just yell and just walk away. That might hurt the most than somebody talking trash to you. That might hurt the most because they doing it on purpose. For real. That might hurt the most.
Well, I'm gonna try and get on your level, man. Appreciate you. All right. What do we got? Love to get Julian. All right. Oh, he's in the middle of a card game. Keenan, I got to interrupt your card game, man. It's media day, all right? Julian, can we put your cards down for 2 seconds? I'm sorry. Well, you can play your hand. I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. I'm just trying to get some players going. I'm sure you've been a popular target for people to come talk to already. After you think about this year and like what you were doing at this time a year ago, would you have imagined this would be the spot you'd be in, and how has it worked out for you?
It's definitely crazy. And I feel like in college football, you always have a plan going into it, and then it's never how it's going to go. But it's I'm really appreciative to be here, learning under Coach Day and Coach Kelly, being a part of this team, love this team, and just excited to be here and love this group.
To come back out here, be a part of this opportunity, maybe we'll see what happens on Wednesday night. Like, I don't know that you would have envisioned maybe playing in a playoff game as a true freshman, the opportunity that you had against Tennessee. Like, not just in terms of the plan changing, but the opportunity that you've had in year one. Did you envision that it could work out this way?
Not sure when I was going into it. When I came into college football, I was really just trying to take it one day at a time, and I think that's still the plan. And I really appreciate to get some playing time in that game, and I think it's going to be all the games I played in these 4 games. I think it's a good learning experience, and really appreciative of the time I had, and then just the practice reps. I think it's been really good.
Where, when you look back to first practices in spring ball or January to now, where are you seeing the growth you want, the progress you want? Where's the largest development happening?
Yeah, I think when I think about when I first got here, spring ball, I think just understanding the game and more about defenses and what defenses are trying to do, understanding coverages and everything like that. I think it's been a lot of growth. I think Coach Kelly and Coach Day have really taught me a lot, and it's I think they're, like I said before, I think they're really good at teaching quarterbacks, and yeah.
How would you describe the quarterback room? Like, Will seems like pretty serious most of the time. Devin has been a bit of a trash talker and meme poster. Lincoln's quiet. I mean, I don't know what your role in that is. I don't know you that well quite yet. Well, what's the overall dynamic in that room?
I think it's a really, really close-knit group. I think we have a good time. It's a really close-knit group, and I would say I'm more on the quieter side. I get a little bit made fun of just being a Cali guy, avocado toast, stuff like that. But it's a really close-knit group, and I love those guys.
Do you get to do any of the Cali stuff when you're out here? Like, there's just structured on Buckeye time. Like,
yeah, I had some avocado toast for breakfast this morning,
okay.
So it was got back to it a little bit. But
they sell avocados in Columbus.
Yeah, but it's not it doesn't hit the same. And I think I think we get some in and out tonight, so that'll be good. I haven't had it in a while. So
How happy were you to know that you're playing in California this week instead of 18 degrees like last week? And how different for a kid like you from Cali? I know you played in cold weather, but that's different, right? Like, what was the challenge of just playing in that weather?
I mean, the coldest game I played in high school was probably 55 degrees. So it was definitely a little different going out to practice that week, and I was ooh. But it's been fun, and really glad to be here. Just be back home a little bit, and be with this team.
Have you gotten taller?
I think so, a little bit. Yeah, I've been growing a little bit. Been putting on some weight with Coach Mick in the weight room, and definitely a big focus this offseason, just getting stronger with Coach Mick, and yeah.
When you hear media say that you're small, I'm sure you hear it. Yeah. Now you're adding weight. You're up to what, 205?
Yeah.
Where do you want to be?
I'd say just trying to add a little bit more with Coach Mick. Probably be around the 205 to 210 range, and it's kind of always been the thing when I was in high school. Even I was just I'm not the tallest guy, so it's just
You look much taller now than when.
But isn't that the dysfunction of sports?
I mean, I think it's crazy because we get out there and our linemen are pretty big. Our linemen are giants, so it's definitely a little bit different.
You're 6'2", 205 pounds. In the real world, you're a large human.
Yeah, it is.
Even in your room,
it is funny.
Guy.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
All right, that's great analysis from Berm on your heights. All right, we'll let you go. Get back to it. Take the cards from Lincoln and send him over here.
Yeah, okay.
He's sweating through the shirt. Thanks, Julian. Tag in. Are you hot? What's going on?
Yeah, I'm sweaty. Really, if you can't tell.
Yeah. Well, Berm will edit that out for you.
I'll just be like this.
Yeah. Hey,
This is an Air Noland shirt first. I'm like 12, and now I'm realizing it's a 12-team playoff.
They've had it on already. I'm curious about. So we've seen you have to wear some of the scout team numbers. You've been Nico, you've been Dylan Gabriel, everybody else throughout the course of the year. When you're trying to focus on your own development and you've got to take on some of those other responsibilities and learn different offenses and execute that, is that helpful for you or a challenge? How do you view it?
I think it's helpful just because I get to go against our defense, and we're probably the best defense in the country. So I think it helps, and I think it just helps me. Just get through reads quicker and just be faster with footwork and everything like that. So
we were just asking Julian about getting bigger. Like since Buck 9 and whenever that was, March and April, you look huge.
Yeah.
Like how have you changed physically?
I got here 2 summers ago, and I was 180 pounds, and now I'm like 212. So I've gained some weight. I think the last time I did that I was probably like 205. So I've gained like 7 pounds since last time I've seen you guys. So yeah.
And in terms of what you're doing at quarterback, Berm has mentioned this a number of times, and we've talked about it in the past. Like you hadn't had a chance to just be a quarterback. What have the last 9 months, 12 months, 6 months, any period of time, how are you seeing those results translate to just playing the position?
Yeah, I think it's changed a little bit. For me, just playing 3 different sports in high school, I think it's a little different from people who just play quarterback. I think the past 2 years have helped me just kind of just dive into football more. And then just being under Will this year, I've just learned a lot about just film study and just the game in general. So,
can we just ask about that mentality? Because a year ago, you were getting ready to play in the Cotton Bowl. You ended up playing a lot of snaps, more than you anticipated. Then you go into spring, and Will gets brought in. And this year, you basically took as a redshirt year where you didn't play until Saturday, right? So how have you taken this year on, and what has been your mental approach? Because it seems like there's a lot of people who are forgetting about you in some way, but it's a development year for you. And are you happy with the way it's gone?
Yeah, it obviously wasn't what I expected and not what I wanted, but I took this year just kind of to learn from Will. He's been through the game a lot, he's seen a lot of things, and he's just someone that I can just go and ask questions to, and that's huge for me in my development. But when it comes to this coming year, I think really this past year has really helped me a lot, and just kind of just working with quarterback coaches and talking with people. I think that'll. I think it'll help me, just kind of step forward in my career a little bit. And then also, with everyone leaving, I think I'll be the oldest guy in the room. So I think that gives me just a little head start on just the leadership part too. So
you're speaking definitively about that. So I have to follow up. I have been saying for several weeks, and Berman and I have had this conversation, like the opportunity to see you compete in the spring against Julian Sayin, I think would be great for the program, maybe great for you in a third year. Like, who knows what's going to happen? I'm not saying that who wins, I don't know. Doesn't matter. But I think the value for that would be pretty remarkable for you. Is that a decision that has been made, or I don't want to make you uncomfortable about it? But
yeah, I mean, not completely yet. I mean, I still don't really know what the room will totally look like, I guess. But, I mean, as of now, there's going to be 3 of us in the room. So, and I'll be the oldest one. So that's what I'm kind of hoping for the spring. But, I mean, if not, then I'll have to decide.
Yeah.
I guess I haven't really thought about that right now because I'm focused on the Rose Bowl. So
that's why I never like asking those questions, because like things can change. And I know
Tavion's been around. What's first impression of him in the workouts and as you've seen him start to be a Buckeye?
Yeah, I mean he's super talented. He's a cool guy. I mean he's quiet right now, just like every freshman, but I'm sure he'll kind of be more comfortable coming here soon. So yeah, I mean he's super talented and a really cool guy. So.
Have you guys given him a nickname yet?
Haven't yet, no.
I don't know if that was still a thing.
Oh, man. We got avocado toast over there.
Yeah.
So you got to figure out one for Tavion. But
yeah.
How's the golf game?
Haven't played in a while,
Okay.
but I mean I actually went to the range a couple weeks ago and just hit some, and I was blading everything. So
good.
Yeah.
Your swing shouldn't be in form right now.
Yeah.
Good. Sounds like it's a perfect time for a rematch at Fairway Columbus. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, Lincoln. It's good talking to you. All right, moving through here. Okay, now Keenan's. I'm going to interrupt him on the phone now. I'm just going to stop you all day long. You picked up a tight end in the transfer portal.
Who's not with us playing in the Rose Bowl.
Okay, well, I'm going to ask you about it at some point. I just thought maybe we'll just do it right now, because I texted you about it last week because I didn't know if your room needed that, but I don't want to take it, the words from your mouth, but like if there's an opportunity to improve your room, you're going to do it.
Yeah. I mean that's the expectation. We got to have the best tight end room in the country. That's the expectation of being at Ohio State. It's not, anything less than that. So if I have an opportunity to add the best high school player, I'm going to do that. I think we did that in the last class, and I think if it comes in the portal, it comes in the portal. Now, with that said, Austin, like 1,000%.
There's a game on Wednesday. I know.
1,000%.
When I think about the first matchup, for me, it goes right to Will Kazmarek. The opportunity that maybe that catch where he got hurt, it was like, well, is there more in the game plan for this? Like, is that where this is trending? It seemed like maybe he was on the upswing and that was taken away. I'm not asking for Wednesday's game plan and I'm not reflecting on that, but it felt like that was the moment where we were about to see what he could do.
Yeah, and I don't know necessarily if that was the game plan or whatnot. There was going to be opportunities early, and there were after Will went out. I mean, G had a heck of a game the last one. But no, it's awesome getting to come to the Rose Bowl, being at full strength. Like you look at the last game, it was the most 12 personnel we played all year. There were some situations that were in 14. Yeah. And I mean, if you're in this offense with the playmakers we have at tight end, you're going to have opportunities to win one-on-one, period.
When you were talking in, it was the coaches clinic a year and a half ago, and you were talking about using 13 personnel, and I was like, oh, that sounds
You guys all laugh.
I didn't laugh. I was like, just tell me more about it. I'd love to see it. But I didn't really envision that there might be a step beyond that. Like these opportunities 14. Where you've been able to throw 14 out there. Now, I know it's a specialized situation package, but that's got to be pretty cool for a position coach to see almost the entire unit on the field at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, there was a stretch that we were in 14, and like it was like you're saying, it was like damn near the whole unit out there, and it wasn't just a 1st and 10 nothing play. I mean, this is the game on the line. We're at the goal line, so to trust in our guys, I just tell them it shows the faith we have in them, right? To do their job and to be exactly what we want them to be. That's super tough and execute.
I asked Coach Hartline this. It's like, I know that you guys don't like to talk about yourself, which is like, but you're both younger and you've been at Ohio State now for 8 years, but the full-time stuff is still relatively new. Like, where are you looking at? I know you're focused on Wednesday night, but as you prepare your group, like, where do you think that you are a better coach this year? What's something that you feel like you've developed or changed or enhanced or however you view it?
No, that's a great question. I think every year you grow, and it's so hard. That's such a good question, and I like reflecting on that, but not right now.
Not right now, yeah.
I know it's and I know that could be frustrating, but like at the end of the year when the dust settles, I'm gonna every week on Sunday I write down stuff I wish I knew going into the week, or mistakes I made, or lessons to be had, so I don't make that mistake again. Yeah. And that list is super long. It should always be that way, because if you're not uncomfortable, you're not growing. But at the end of the season, we could look back on all that. Right now, we just got to beat Oregon, dude.
I guess the results will show up on Wednesday at 5 o'clock. So
Thanks, dude.
All right, thanks, Keenan. Appreciate you. Oh, that's good. We need more of those. What'd you say? Have you seen him? Berm's trying to guide me towards Jaylen McClain. I can't see it. What do we got on the clock here? $28 minutes to go. Boy, it is hot in here. What'd you say? Jaylen, we'll grab you for a minute, sir. I don't want to interrupt your game. I'm sorry. Berm and I were both talking. It's like Jaylen McClain has been the hit of training camp. We're waiting for this opportunity. I've seen you make some plays throughout the course of the year. It's like we barely talked to you. We don't know anything about you. Has this year gone the way you wanted? Has it been a surprise to you at all?
No, I feel like I came in here to compete, work my way up, just to continue to be on the rise, especially like trying to add value to this team, me being on special teams, being in too deep and just trying to, add value to the team, like I said, whether it be defense, special teams, or whatever the coach asked me to do. So obviously I made my opportunities. I try to make the best of them whenever I get in the game. So I feel like that's what I do. Every given week, I just give this team my all.
So since we haven't talked to you since this, felt like in August, like the name we kept hearing over the microphone, it's like 18, Jaylen McClain, was that? I know that had to feel good, but you were like, hey, maybe I can do more right now than I envisioned. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but not a lot of guys come in. Let's see Caleb Downs, Lathan Ransom. There's going to be a role. It might take a while. I don't know what you thought, but the playmaking certainly caught people's attention.
Right. So obviously, I know what I'm capable of doing. And obviously with the help of Caleb and Lathan, those guys being leaders for me, I'm able to see what it takes to be one of those guys that's able to make plays on Saturdays, and obviously eventually Sundays. So, me being behind them, I just learn a lot. I like to pick their brain a lot, do things they do, in a way. Obviously I know what I'm capable of doing myself. So, with me being able to, follow their lead and just, make my own plays, and then hopefully I'm, ready for my time comes.
It feels weird to put it in those terms. You could play a pretty significant role on Wednesday, given the way that things go. But it is still a part where it's you're thinking about 2025 and beyond. I don't know what the balance is for you, because certainly you want to win this game first. But it does have some carryover into next year in some ways.
So, obviously, I'm just worried about, right now, obviously, what I got to do on Wednesday, whether, I'm playing special teams, all 4 units, but I'm, competitive.
You like special teams?
Oh, yeah, I like special teams. That's the way to get on the field, what I mean? That's the, it gets, you add value to the team, like I said, and obviously competitive excellence is a thing, so I'm always ready for my numbers called.
It does feel like the pump block group has a lot of energy in the second half of the year. I imagine that's just, I don't know. It's people dream of being on defense or making the hard hits, but a chance to do that or spring something on kickoff, I don't know. Those opportunities could be pretty fun too.
Right. So obviously, at a school like this, just being on the field, wearing that jersey, it means a lot. So when you get to be on the field, make a play on, a unit like special teams where, it could change the game. You know what I mean? Obviously, you had, like you said, the pump block group has made some noise, in the second half of the year. So, we continue, we hope to continue to, things we've been doing and just, hopefully make it.
How cool was it for you this summer when your brother was at Ohio State for a recruiting camp and you get to be out there as a Buckeye, and how have you been able to help him be a better high school player after your experience this year?
So it helped him out a lot because you get to see things from different point of views. Obviously, Coach G and Coach Wall, those are my coaches. So for him to get coached by them and learn the same things that I'm learning as well, I get to help it carry on to his high school. Help it just become a better player. And obviously, he's seen me come before him. So just watching me play as well as getting the coaching from other coaches as well as mine, it helps out a lot as a player.
All right, thanks, Jaylen. Appreciate you, man. It's good talking to you. Look at this, bro. Just get to celebrate with some roses over here. Number 11, do you mind if I talk to you on the notebook real quick? I have a microphone. It's live. If you could just write your name right here and make sure that I'm talking to you. Hey, I'll do it publicly on the notebook, but I did as well after. Like we're really sorry that we didn't edit that properly. But I think the mentality's right. Like that you wanted to make plays. Always the energy and the passion you have has come through. What do you want to do most for this team? I know it's make plays. That's it. I'm going to give you a cheat answer.
Make plays and do what I can to help the team. Coming into college, my goal was to make an impact no matter what it was and to strive to be the best player that I can be. And now, things haven't went as well as I wanted it to go, but, I'm just keeping my faith in God, and whatever He has planned for me, I'm going to just follow suit.
When that happened, I felt like when we had the conversation that was on the notebook, I was thinking, it feels like they've found a way, Ohio State has found a way to unlock things that we've talked about for a long time, which is how impactful you are as a blitzer, moving you around. And I'm not talking about Wednesday night or 2025 or any of that stuff. Like, it feels like there are things that you can do that are special and only you can do. And then maybe they were working towards that. Is there still opportunity for that? Do you feel that right now?
100%. I can't speak on too much, but I feel like God has a plan with everything. And like I said, everything happens for a reason. So no matter how well things go or how bad things go, just keep your faith in Him and He'll pull through for you.
When you think back, so I know that you said already, this year the opportunities were not exactly what you envisioned or wanted. There have been opportunities when you've got on the field and made some of those really, explosive plays. And I think about Northwestern and the end of that. Have there been enough, I don't know if I'm phrasing this the right way, have there been enough moments, enough opportunities where it's kept you from getting down or believing that there wasn't a path forward? Or have there been enough moments that you can grab onto that tell you you're still on the path you want to be on?
100%. I never lose confidence in myself. I feel like if you do lose confidence in yourself, especially in this game, you're not playing the right game. So, there are times where you do question your future, but you should never lose confidence in yourself. So I never lose confidence in myself.
If there's been a lot of talk by the coaches in the last few weeks about next year and maybe moving to more of a multiple defense, maybe 3 down linemen instead of the traditional 4 that Ohio State's used forever. When you hear that, does the bells go off in your head like, holy crap, there may be an opportunity to be in that spot that fits your play best? Is that a discussion they're having with you?
Yes. Like I said, I can't say too much because I don't know how much they want me to say. But
we've learned that lesson, so
yeah. We'll see how things go next month.
What's your favorite piece of Rose Bowl swag that you've got so far?
These sweatshirts.
This sweatshirt is sick.
They're comfortable. They're very comfortable. Yeah.
Herm's walking around trying to get everyone to give him one, so he's got to have it. Thank you, sir. Sure. And again, that was our mistake. We apologize for it. We appreciate you.
For sure.
CJ Hicks. This clock, 20 minutes to go. Well, sure. Where'd Bart go? Still talking to CJ Hicks. You see the setup over here. This is the Big Ten Network. Their full stage. We haven't really been on this side of the room that much. This is Seth McLaughlin. Little Connect 4 game. Master strategist. Kayden Curry. These headsets. Who's going to win here? Master strategist. I'd love to get involved in that game. Brandon, yeah, you. Number 11. Hey, I asked Germaine, and I need to ask you, if I want to become a better trash talker, how would I go about doing that?
It gotta come within you first. You gotta be that dog that's gonna want to talk, no matter what happens. No matter if the ball comes to you, you catch it or not, you still gotta talk.
Okay. Worm said Germaine had that all throughout high school, and I'm going to guess that you did too. So it's not just something that you might have to have that naturally.
Yeah.
What's the first time you remember getting somebody with some good trash talk?
707. Like, I was in 7th grade. I was playing with older guys. I think they was 15, and with South Florida Express. Everybody was always saying I was overrated because I was on 7th grade playing up. It was at the IMG tournament, and I head tapped the kid, and like I walked over him, and that's like when I got that first confidence to start talking. And then later in the tournament, I caught the game-winning touchdown to win the whole thing. So that's when I was like talking on their sideline. I was like, yeah, I could do this.
Do you have to work on material in advance? Does it all come in the heat of the moment? Like, you workshop it? How do you know when it's good?
Yeah, definitely in the heat of the moment. Oh, you know when it's good when it get in their head. But definitely when it get in their head and they start like, you can tell when a player starts to feel you talking to them. Like me and IGB talk all the time, and I can tell when I'm getting this.
That's good. That's iron sharpening iron right there.
Facts.
Well, who's the best on the team then?
Oh, me, for sure.
You're for sure?
Okay. Me, IGB, Germaine, and then, that's something.
This is about this time a year ago we were talking. It was like, I think people expected you'd come in and you'd have a chance right away. And I know that the depth of the room and everything else is different. And then there was this realization that you hadn't had spring the way that you wanted, changing your body physically. Let's fast forward 12 months. Like, how are you different? How has this year gone according to the plan you and Coach Hartline wanted?
I'm way bigger, way stronger. I got faster. I got my body the way I wanted it. With the nutrition and people here that helped me through that, I thank them. And a year ago, I was in the place that I wanted to be. Now we're here, and like you said, it's unfortunate that the circumstances happen like how they happened. Mecca came back to have his great final senior season, and I just want them to have all the fun, all the glory, and just go out there and ball.
That part, I think, is an interesting dynamic because we know that you're not short of confidence. We know you're not short of ability. And we talk about you all the time. Well, it's, okay, you have Carnell, you have Emeka, you have Jeremiah, and they're all performing at a high level. If something happens, 11's not too bad either. But I wonder with someone with your competitive mindset, I know it's a brotherhood in that room, but you also want something for yourself. What's the balance for that? Because I know you want to give to the team, but you also want to be giving to the team.
Yeah, it's that you definitely have to have a balance. I learned that through like midway last year, coming out of high school as a high recruit, this and that. But you got to learn right now. If right now is your time, there's always going to be your time. I just knew right now wasn't my time to be on the platform I wanted to be on. And I got to do, everybody has a job. My job is this year for me is to provide energy for the room, talk when needed in practice. And if I'm going with the ones, make plays when they're come to me.
You're the guy that gets in people's ass if they're like not living up to the expectation. How do you become that guy as young as you are, not being on the field as much as you thought maybe you would be? Is that I know this is who you've been since you were in 7th grade, I know, but how does that develop?
I would say because everybody know what I can do. They see me in practice do what I do. They see me in the weight room do what I do. And all-season workouts and things like that. They know I'm a dog. They know they know what I can do. And I got voted onto the leadership not for nothing.
Yeah.
So they knew okay, if he gonna say something, we gonna listen because we know what he can do.
How annoying is it that Caleb returned a punt for a touchdown and you didn't?
Oh, no, it's not really. No,
I wasn't going to bring that up. He's been telling me since August because I talk about returns all the time. But there's still an opportunity. The season's not over.
How close have you been? What's the one this year that you were closest on?
Marshall. When I slipped going, I was going to hit that left sideline. And I think about that so often. But no, I was excited. You can see me, if you watch the all 22 clip, you can see me damn near running on the field when he was scoring. But I was excited for him. I know a lot of hard workers went into that. So I'm just glad that we finally got one.
And we're making you sweat over here, Brandon. You just go sit down and play. It's good to see you, man. Appreciate you.
Pete, Brandon, you grab Mylan. We're going to bug you, Mylan.
Mylan Graham. How are you, sir?
Quietest man in the room.
We haven't heard from you all year. We would love to. How is this year? I know it's a development year, a long process. How has it worked out for you?
It's been a pretty solid transition. When I first got here in the summer, I can't lie, it was pretty rough. Just adjusting to the speed and physicality and tempo of college football. playbook, workouts, just the schedule of everything. But I've been getting better along, and I've been making way better progress since when I first got here.
I think you were working out at some point in the summer, maybe during one of the recruiting camps, and then we saw you making some plays a couple times in training camp. And I don't know if it's just because you're wearing number 5, but I was like, that looks like Garrett Wilson. How often does that comparison actually come up from someone who's not me?
Yeah, I get that a lot. Not only from like outside people, my teammates and stuff. They joke around and say G5 or whatever, but yeah, I get that quite a while.
I mean, it's a pretty good compliment.
Yeah. I mean, I take it. Yeah.
Did you think when you came in, and you had plenty of conversations with Coach Hartline, like Emeka's back. You have Carnell Tate, Jeremiah's here. I'm not trying to diminish what you could have provided in any way, shape, or form, but the depth of the room. Did you think there's going to be an opportunity in year one for you? Did you come in with the knowledge that it was going to maybe take some time? Like, what was your own mentality for that?
Yeah, I kind of honestly didn't know how the year was going to go for me. Obviously, with Met coming back, and then Jeremiah, Carnell, Brandon, the other guys, I didn't know how role I was going to have for year one. I kind of said I feel like before the year started, I could have had a little bit more of a role, but I mean, it didn't go that way. But I feel like I'm making more progress, and I've actually been getting better and stuff throughout the year, just learning behind the guys and everything. So it turns out pretty well.
You're the one of the few guys on the team that didn't play but still traveled every game. What did you gain from just being there and going through the process of travel and being on the road with the guys, and why was that helpful?
Yeah, I mean, just the experience, and I mean, just learning how the older guys on the team prepare for travel games and stuff like that, and just the mentality going into games and everything, being on the road, it's a different feeling. I learned a lot from them.
In the last 3 weeks, we've only been in the Woody a handful of times. I think every time we've been in there, you've been on the Monarch machine working by yourself. Why? And is that just like, well, Marvin did it, I got to do it?
Yeah, I mean, not that. I feel like, just going more later into the year, I feel like I've been trying to find ways to just prepare myself better. I'm thinking future, long term, so just finding extra ways I can develop and get better. I mean, it doesn't have to be not only in practice, but I mean off the field, not after practice, things like that. Just finding any way, any edge, any advantage I can get better.
Do you think it's crazy that people, like, you were a 5-star wide receiver, right? Like, yeah. And it seems like a lot of people are not thinking about Mylan Graham. Do you want to remind anybody of like what you're going to be able to bring to this team?
Yeah, I mean, it has been hard. I mean, coming in as a 5-star and then, I mean, not having a role or anything in a year. But I feel like next year, I'll remind people of everything and my capability, what I can do.
Thanks, Mylan. We'll let you get back with your team. Appreciate you, Mylan. It's great to talk to you. All right. All right. Edric Houston. Excuse me, gentlemen.
Georgia boys.
Georgia boys, may we have a word?
Oh, yeah.
I can't think of two bigger guys, but bigger personalities in the future. Like, you guys seem to have so much fun playing football.
Yeah.
Like, this sounds like a dumb question, but why? Why do you love it so much?
I mean, this is a game we love, you know. We've been playing it for a minute. I've been playing since I was 4. How long? You? 4. But it's just a game we love. It's become more like a business, but that's not how we see it. This game to have fun. If you can't have fun in this game, then why are you playing it?
Man, it's a game we love. I mean, it's a way I can take care of my family. So I take it all in. You know, don't take it for granted. And I just come to work with the guys.
Kayden, I know your mom's a big fan of the show, so like, what does it mean for you to be on the podcast?
We've been wanting you on the Notebook all year.
Mama, I made it.
I told him, what game was it? The Big Smile. You got a great photo of him, and I was like, you got to get this to Kayden, and you didn't do it.
Come on, Berm. What you doing?
He has access to the photo.
Okay. Well,
he can send it to you himself.
Edric, when you take through your first year, how did it match up with your expectations, the role that you've got now?
It was a little, went off track a little bit, especially switching from N to 3 tech.
Yeah, tell me about that. When they brought you that idea.
Really? They weren't forcing it on me. They weren't like, oh, you got to move in, you got to do this. They were like, if you feel comfortable moving in there, then you can. If not, then you just stay in. But in my mind, I knew we needed some depth there. So I'm like, I got to go in there. I got to help. I know my skills at being an end to move to 3 tech. I got some advantages with my speed, and also I got some strength to hold up the guys. So really, I knew it'll help me get on the field early, but also help the team be able to keep going in this long journey that we got with this new 12-team bracket.
Did Coach Jay show you or tell you about any of the other guys who've made that move, like, and what that may have did for them? Like, Jayshon Cornell went from Ind and played 1 year at 3 Tech and, like, got him drafted. You know, that was a big boost right there. I don't know if that's how the process works, but I would think there are a lot of examples that he could have pointed to for that development.
Yeah, main one was Germaine Jones.
Okay, oh yeah.
Making that switch from Ind to 3 Tech. It's about the same with me, but that was the main one he showed me, Germaine.
Kayden, you get into the Cotton Bowl last year, and you're playing fullback. I mean, is that still in the arsenal here? Are you still an offensive weapon for this team?
Okay. But not for real. I'm the backup. If they need a backup, I'm coming in. So
I mean, they've used this 14 personnel on offense. They've tried all these other gimmicks. They've left you in the mothballs all year.
I've been talked about, but if it ain't gonna be this year, definitely gonna be next year.
All right. Well, same question for Edric. What did you think about the way that this year has played out for you and the impact you've been able to have?
I think it played out well. I mean, the work I put in the offseason really shows on the field. So I think having a great season. But my teammates, man, you ain't going to make the play by yourself. So just leaning on my teammates like Edric and all the older guys, you know, young guys, Will, Jason, all them, you know, man, it's a blessing.
What is it about this group of defensive linemen where I've been saying this for several weeks, like going into the Tennessee game, like, well, they're going to run the ball. They've got the SEC Offensive Player of the Year. I feel like if you try and build a game plan to run on Ohio State's defensive front, you're going to fail. Why is it that you guys are so good at stopping the run first?
Man, we're from Georgia, man. We know how to do things. We've been, like you said, we've been doing this our whole life. Yeah. This ain't nothing to us, so it's just a blessing.
When you look back at your recruitment, can you believe that Georgia thought you were too small?
I mean, it'd be like that, you know, but God got a plan for you. You know, the plan was to be here, and now I'm in the Rose Bowl. So
Columbus, Ohio is pretty great, right?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Great.
Yeah.
What's been your favorite part about being in this program now that you've got a year of it?
Definitely building closer with everybody on this team. Everybody love each other. The coaches love you. So just being a part of something like that, the culture we have here is great.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you. Good luck on Wednesday night.
Thank you.
2 big personalities. Edric Houston, Kayden McDonald. So that's UNLV's offensive line coach right there. Hey, congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
How, Mike Sollenne? No, I already did Keenan. No, I just want to say before you go, because like, how are you managing 2 jobs at once?
Right now, I'm focused on the Rose Bowl. I'm focused on these guys, focused on our players, the opportunity they have this weekend. This week.
I mean, you've earned this. It's a long time coming.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. But first, right now, we got to focus on beating Oregon.
All right. I just want to say congratulations.
What's your favorite table game in Vegas?
I've never been to a casino.
Have you met Dan Mullen?
I work for Coach Mullen.
Yeah, he's definitely better. Just want to say congratulations.
Thanks,
yep. We blast that out, Keenan. You're breaking some news too. Okay, running out of Devin Jordan. So 6 minutes left.
Ryan Day or
I don't know. He's had a crowd Ryan Day's had a crowd the entire time. I wanted to talk to James Laurinaitis over there. He's also got a crowd. Let's see what we can find. The clock is ticking here.
That's a good question. It was just getting long. I don't know. Now I'm regretting it. So
we had like a
I know
Texas tornado bond.
I know. I literally. It looks like a reverse mullet now. They messed it up, but it's all right. I'm gonna grow it back.
You regret it?
I do regret it. Yeah. I think anyone. It was, and I cut it off. But it's all right. It's growing. It's coming a little bit. He wants me to buzz it all off that like Ohio style haircut. That's all those guys have.
You don't need to take it that far.
No, I'm keeping. Yeah, exactly. I'm keeping the mullet. So.
Keep your identity. Good to see you. Where did he go, bro? Oh, there he is. Is he still on the clock?
Yeah.
All right, I just got to get permission.
Just see if we can make that announcement, Jerry. Get rolling.
Ryan, I love this suit, man. Who makes these?
I got a guy.
You got a guy? How do you determine which one's the right one to wear on the right day?
I felt like the Rose Bowl and the Scarlet, and felt like a red one was appropriate for this one.
Okay. We weren't over here for your hour-long media session, so
I'm sure it was full of really interesting.
I bet it was great. I thought, correct me if I'm wrong, the emotion that you showed after beating Tennessee in the Horseshoe, the moment with your family. I know the month was hard leading up to that, and I know you hate when I ask you to rank things, but it looked like one of the more emotional post games you've had. I know Penn State's up there from this year as well, but I had to feel. I don't know how it felt. You tell me how it felt.
Well, I feel like for our guys, it's a life lesson in showing resilience, and that you're ultimately defined by how you handle adversity. And when you're able to respond that way, it's a lesson for our guys. And to me, no matter they can't take that away from our guys. Now it's just the start, and I think what it shows is what we're capable of when we're executing at a high level. So I think it's about our players. I'm proud of those guys. It was a great game, but it's just the start of the playoffs, and I think it's got to continue to build momentum into this game right here.
When you think about the mentality and then the scrutiny and the pressure and all the other things that went into it, I think maybe people have asked you about this in a different way, but how do you duplicate that? Favored, momentum, rematch, I don't know. It feels like a different challenge.
Well, I think after the season is probably a good time to talk about all the other things that come with it. To me right now, it's all about recognizing the fact that we executed really well in that game, and execution fuels emotion. I think that we did a good job of putting a game plan together, being aggressive, but then executing it. And that's what it comes down to, because when you're throwing touchdowns to Jeremiah on the first drive and you're getting stops 3 and out on defense and all those things, guess what? You got emotion. And that's what it comes down to. So our focus has been on nothing else other than walkthroughs, meetings, practice, and then being able to do our job and executing. It's a coach's job to put the guys in the right position to be successful. And I look back on the game that we played these guys last time. We watched that game. There's things to take from that game, but also things that don't really fit this late in the season. And it's got to come down to fundamentals and execution, taking care of the football, winning in situations, and making sure that we understand situations, and then winning the game in the fourth quarter. And so I think our guys understand what they're up against in terms of the players. And I think that's probably the biggest thing you can take away from a game when you play them like this once already in the season.
I've wanted to ask you this all year because the execution fuels emotion things come up a lot.
Yeah.
Why can that not work in reverse? Why can emotion not fuel execution?
That's a great point. They go hand in hand, but at the end of the day, you have to know what you're doing. You can get really fired up and do it, but ultimately you got to go block the 3 technique, or you got to catch the football, or you got to field the kick, or you got to make the read and the throw. You can be as fired up as you want, but you got to get that done. And I think that, especially when you look at the NFL playoffs and you look at where we're at right now in the highest level of college football, those things have to go hand in hand. Because you can be as fired up as you want and bang your head against the wall and all those things, but ultimately, you have to do your job, and it all has to fit together within what we're trying to get done, in that phase of the game. So I thought we had physicality in the game, but we also had execution. So we got to continue to replicate that and build off of that from last game.
Right, to that end, you talk about just focus, laser focus on this game. You don't have to deal with the Beef O'Brady Bowl or whatever. Is that beneficial for you guys heading into this?
Yeah, I'll just, I'll end with this. This is not a bowl game. It's a playoff game. It's a road game. That's exactly what our guys' mindset have been. We're flying home after the game because, we know after we get ready for the next one. That's the mentality that we have right now. So there's no events, even doing this right here, we got to get back to work. We got to get to meetings. We got to get to practice and focus on what matters.
My last question I have to ask. This game, this destination, this location has become sort of a marker for you in your career. It's where you started as a head coach, really. It's obviously the Oregon game or the Utah game 3 years ago was a big moment, just getting over what felt like it could have been a snag in the program. And now this one, does this ring true to you? Is it do you have time to even think about that?
No, I don't have time to think about it. It's a beautiful tradition. It's a great game, great environment. And our guys are fired up to play in it. But, every bowl game is important. Every postseason game is important. And this one's no different.
All right. We appreciate. Thanks, Ryan. Hello, sir.
How are you? Good to see you, buddy.
Great to see you.
Adam, I'm like, how'd you know the radio guy jumping in front of you?
Hey, come on! Don't just call me a radio guy.
I got to do that to him.
I know. Well, he's a pretty boy. All right. Well, here we are. That sound means that that's the end of Media Day at the Rose Bowl at the Sheraton Grand. And so it's the end of the Notebook. It was a wild ride. It was stressful. It was sweaty. But I hope it was informative. We tried to get as much as we could out of it. And we'll see if we succeeded or not. But we appreciate you watching as always. Thanks to Berm for handling the camera. Thanks for his questions to help me out as we went along here for an hour-long journey with the Buckeyes as they get ready. 2 days away now. Most of the media responsibility is now done. As Ryan Day mentioned, there's one more coaches press conference on Tuesday. We'll have coverage of that, of course, and a lot more on the podcast channel. Anywhere you get it, audio or video on the YouTube channel. We appreciate all your support, and thanks for watching The Notebook. For Berm, I'm Austin. We'll catch you later.